Well, it is not possible to reflect on the events of September 11th without considering the role of former Mayor Rudy Giuliani. His response to the terror attacks earned him the nickname America's Mayor.
He was viewed as a national hero and knighted by the Queen of England. But ultimately, he was also criticized for profiting from the attacks and the devastating command failures in the response. In a wide-ranging interview with News 4's Melissa Russo, Giuliani reflects on his painful emotions and his damaged legacy.
He might be the ultimate 9/11 icon.
I love you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I like selfies.
But as controversial as former Mayor Rudy Giuliani is these days, and frankly was even back then,
What we know right now is that 2 airplanes struck the 2 large towers of the World Trade Center.
during one of our city's darkest times, Giuliani was hailed for steadiness, leadership, and strength.
And we should show these people that they can't stop us, and they can't.
Look at this.
Almost 20 years later, when Giuliani visits the memorial for an interview about the anniversary,
And her unborn child. Wow.
steadiness and strength are not the feelings he describes.
I don't come here a lot. In many ways, it's too painful. It's hard to even pass here.
Did you ever speak to a therapist about September 11th or the trauma?
Maybe I should, but I never have. Every once in a while, I'll get a nightmare or a bad dream about it. I remember once when I had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy, and the doctor said all I talked about was September 11th. That during the procedure, I was ordering people around, get away from this, get away from that. The very best thing to do right now would be to remain home. You could see people getting hit with things, and the police said, "Be careful, keep looking up."
The memory that haunts the former mayor most is of people jumping. He recalls one man in particular, about 100 stories up.
Sort of started to think what he must be thinking. I mean, what's the guy? You could see the flames behind him. You could see 100 stories below him. What's he going to do? And he jumped. And I waited and I watched, unfortunately, and wow.
I feel terrible for the people that we lost.
By 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I didn't tell that to the city, but I knew that we weren't going to save many people because the medical examiner told me, and he said the people are pulverized. These were just people delivering food in the morning to an office, or the cleaning lady who didn't get out on time, or the chief executive of a financial company, or none of them had anything to do with whatever it is they're upset about.
When his term as mayor expired, Giuliani's farewell address was about honoring them properly.
And we should think about a soaring, monumental, beautiful memorial.
I remember being in the room with you when you talked about how this space is hallowed ground, and you were concerned about development here.
The outgoing mayor called Ground Zero one of the nation's great battlefields and said it should be treated as such, not as a place to build offices.
And I feel very, very strongly about this, and it's something I'm not going to forget.
Today, Giuliani is at peace with the development here, finding extra comfort in the names and reflecting pools.
Well, I think it's beautiful, the way it's been done.
Giuliani has regrets. He says he should have prepared the city's 911 emergency call system for a bigger disaster.
Because the first couple of days, people couldn't get through.
But there were much bigger mistakes, like the decision to locate the city's emergency command center inside 7 World Trade, a known terror target. The long-term health consequences also weigh on the former mayor. At the time, the EPA declared the air quality safe.
I just regret the fact that we never got an accurate description of what the toxicity was of what was going on down here.
In the years after September 11th, Giuliani made tens of millions of dollars giving speeches and securing clients based on his post-9/11 reputation.
I've never done anything to deliberately profit from September 11th. Now, obviously, my reputation increased. What am I going to do? Decrease it?
How do you feel about the status of that reputation today?
I'm very comfortable with it. I just do what I think is right. I can't control the reaction of people.
If Rudy Giuliani's spirit is broken, he doesn't show it. He says he's the same person he was back in September of 2001.
Yes, they've taken some of our most precious lives, but they have not taken our spirit.
But now, today, as he marks this anniversary, Rudy Giuliani faces a suspended law license, a federal criminal investigation into his dealings in Ukraine, and allegations from some of his coworkers that he has a serious drinking problem. Those are allegations that he told me are untrue. David and Natalie?
Melissa, before you go, as we reflect on 20 years, I've talked to you about this. For those of us who covered his mayoralty, it was striking how he soared to national and international prominence after that happened. It's not the same way for him today. Now, we heard him tell you he's not bothered by the damage to his reputation, but I know you've known him a long time. You've covered a long time. Does it sound true to you?
You know, David, I doubt we're ever going to hear Rudy Giuliani say that he contributed to the decline of his legacy. It is very clear that he is distressed by this federal criminal investigation, which has been going on for 2.5 years. He tells me it's potentially going to make him bankrupt because of his mounting legal bills. He also is well aware, by the way, that people think he's gone off the rails. He told me he's well aware of that perception of him. But he attributes the damage to his legacy to what he calls an irrational hatred of his former client, President Donald Trump.
All right. Well, it was indeed a wide-ranging interview. Melissa, we thank you.